if you would have won this, it possibly would have been the worst thing in your career that could have happened. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, From Unknown to Unforgettable. Guys, we have my most favorite treat that we've ever had on this show. I think this is going to be possibly the best podcast we've ever done. We're doing it together. My best friend, my business partner, the person who helps me become who I am today, helps me stay strong when times are hard. My absolute best friend, most favorite person in the world, my wife, Bailey.
What's good?
Welcome to the show. How's it feel to actually be on the podcast for the first time?
I'm excited. I feel like it's gonna be really good. I feel like there's gonna be some tea in it as well. I'm asking the questions, so yeah, I'm excited.
We're gonna do this. So how we're gonna do this is more like gonna be a question and answer, just an open conversation. She's gonna ask me questions that you guys have actually sent to us to be able to do. So I'm excited for this, just to be able to kind of share backstories, things that weren't shown on the show, biggest takeaways from the Ultimate Agent. It just was an amazing experience. So without further ado, I'm just gonna turn it over to you. She's gonna kind of ask the questions and kind of lead us in this, so I'm excited.
Me too. I love having the power. So I feel like the first question to just set everything off is what was the Ultimate Agent? What is it? Is it something you win? Some people know about it, but a lot of people also don't. So just explain.
Yeah, so pretty much what the Ultimate Agent contest is 5 people got selected out of thousands and thousands of insurance agents. So many people applied, registered, tried to get on this show and get hand selected. So Cody Askins hand selected 5 people, and so there's different ways to be able to get picked. Some people went crazy on social media and just posted every single day. I incorporated that a little bit. Mainly he hand selected people, newer agents, also older agents, more seasoned people, and brought us all together to be able to so we got hand selected into do this contest selling life insurance, and whoever sold the most life insurance annual premium would win the contest. So we got leads, we got so much stuff, and so I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to say, but pretty much we all competed to see who could sell the most annual premium, and that's pretty much how you win the contest. So 5 of us got selected, and it's just a battle to the finish.
So what do you think really made you stand out to get picked? What was that process like? Because I feel like we know on the back end the different things you had to do, different conversations you had, but those out there most likely don't know behind the scenes.
So there's a lot that went into it, to be honest. I saw this opportunity. I was like, geez, if I could get hand selected onto this show, to be able to get be able to meet one of the people I looked up to for a while, Cody. To be able to meet him would be, 1, an honor, and be able to just get coached by him a little bit. 2, more importantly, just be able to build connections with the people. I think it actually, looking into it, I was like, I didn't think I would gain as much connections as I did. Friendships, relationships, lifelong people I could talk to, lean on, count on, in terms of 1, business, but 2, they're just good people. I really appreciated that. And so what I did, I pretty much saw it as an opportunity of a lifetime. So to get flown on a private jet was, I was like, dang, I gotta go hard for that. So pretty much what I did is I just had to think creatively outside the box, and a lot of times in life you just have to think outside the box, how to get a client, how to get people to engage in your following, just different types of stuff. And so what I did is I posted a video on Instagram and had over 100 people tag him, tag Cody, literally in 30 minutes to an hour. And so that was the biggest thing that really grabbed attention. The second thing is that I got the show 2 sponsors. 1 ended up falling off, but the second one ended up being there. And so it just showed, I was like, how can I provide value to Cody? How can I show Cody that I'm really about this and I really want to do this? So pretty much from there, got him 2 sponsors, was getting them in contact with Cody. Every time Cody would call the contestants that people might think he'd pick. Some people, when he called, they were like, actually don't sign me up. They kind of got scared.
Really?
Yeah, he was telling us little back scenes on the show, but yeah, so he he would call us, and every time I'm like, you should pick me, you won't regret it. Like, I promise this is gonna be I promise I'll do everything I can. So I also wrote him a handwritten letter. I was thinking outside the box. I'm like, what would somebody like, how can I really stand out? Because there's a ton of people that registered, and so I literally, I just wrote him a letter why I should get picked, my reason why, how we're young getting started and really want to like do well in this career. So I just sent him a handwritten letter about one of the sponsors that was supposed to, and pretty much from there, like gave him like burrito like coupons to that, so that he can come out here. I was like, here's for you and your team to come out to Arizona. So that's pretty much like what I did, like to get on it. Like Devin, somebody that works there with Cody, was in his ear all the time, like, am I gonna get picked? Am I gonna get picked? He's like, bro, I really don't know. So yeah, that's
really cool. I feel like you really went after grabbing Cody's attention and everyone on his team, because even at 8%, we just got back, it's all about Cody's team. Like, all of them together, they work hard together. And so I think it's really important that you went after Cody, but also you had other connections within his team, Devin. So what would you say for someone, because your main thing was give value to Cody first, and so someone that wants to apply for season 2 Ultimate Agent Contest, what would be some advice? You don't have to give it all away, but even just a couple little nuggets.
I think one, do the most on social media. Always post about it, tag him like crazy, just grab his attention. I would say find creative ways to blow him up. Thinking about it now, there's so many ideas that I have just to grab attention. Literally just being able to like show him that you really want it. Like that's what he wants most importantly, like that you're gonna really cherish the opportunity that he gives, because what he gives like is so, like literally the experience is so invaluable. And I think people going into season 2 realize that more because they have history of it, of what happened with season 1. But I think like you just have to push hard, think outside the box, like the ways that you can grab his attention, like know that literally he knows who you are. The first idea that I thought of is literally like blow up their emails.
That's so smart.
Like literally send like 100 emails at once. And so you literally are so like they know who you are. Like send it to each of his team. Like 5 days in a row, 100 emails to each. And like they know like why you should get picked, and literally just send that the same thing. Like that's just one idea, but it's like grabbing attention, because he won't take offense to that. If you go excessive, yes, but if it's like you do that so that you could get known, I think like he'll like that. For sure.
Definitely. So more about the experience and more on the side of behind the scenes. So this was filmed back in April. It was released this July. So what was the filming process like? So you flew from Arizona to where? And then just talk about the first couple days.
So pretty much we got picked on a Wednesday, and literally the next Thursday we had to fly out. So like 8 days from there we had to fly out. They flew us to Missouri, and we were able to stay at his corporate office for a little bit and get a tour all around, meet everybody there. And that was a really cool experience. I've heard a lot about it. Never thought I'd really end up in Missouri, but I did. And so it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I was able to get to Missouri. All the contestants were there, and it's kind of like you get there and it's like, am I friends? Should I be friends with this person? Should I like trash talk? But you don't want to like ruin a relationship in a way that could possibly like help you out. And like you guys could ally together. There wasn't really allies. I mean, the girls definitely like try to team up. For sure. I mean, that was like a given. They got like literally walk in the door in Missouri, and they like have like 8% women or whatever, and it's like they have their girl power. They're taking pictures together. They're like hyping each other up. And so it honestly was kind of like girls versus guys in a little bit. You could see that like on episode 5 and 6. But I would say like honestly like it was just amazing. We got to the office, took a tour, kind of just chilled. The next day we went on the private jet, so we woke up and we had breakfast. We were in their team meeting, then we had like a private, like just kind of going over the rules of the contest. That's pretty much it. And then from there we went on the jet, and the jet was really fun. Sat next to Michael and Landon, just talked about business ideas, how to really grow and scale different businesses and different opportunities that are out there. And so, yeah, I mean, there's just cameras all the way around. Like, literally, honestly, like, pretty much all of it was one take. There wasn't a ton of different takes. Like, it was Cody and his team did a great job to position it well, so that we literally, like, there's maybe 1 or 2 times, maybe 2 to 3, at max 3 times that we had to redo filming.
Okay.
But everything was, like, first try. Nothing was staged. Like, literally, it was all just out how it happened. So it was like constant cameras in your face, for sure.
What was that like? Was it overwhelming with all the cameras? Were you excited? How did you respond to the cameras, and how do you think the other contestants responded? Good, bad, ugly?
I mean, honestly, I love the cameras in my face. Like, I love being like the star of the show in a way. I mean, that's just, I really like that. And like sometimes maybe more than I should, but I think honestly, like, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun. I just really tried to express my personality, and I saw this as an opportunity. Like, this already has like over 30,000 views on YouTube, and they're touching it up as we filmed season set, like episode 7, live on stage, the finale. They're gonna put it together and send it to Netflix, Hulu, the big streaming services. And so I think like it was really fun, honestly. Like, it was just fun being on set, all the cameras in your face. Like, there's so many different people like watching, and there's like probably like 6 different cameras, like 6 different camera guys, and literally like 15 staff maybe there.
Okay.
That were like on set, like literally like whatever you need, drinks, food, like literally bringing it to you if you ask. So it was honestly super, super fun, like a really good time.
What was your favorite part of the whole experience then?
If you guys were at 8%, definitely like this is one of the best moments of like of my life, I think. Just being able to like really connect with Cody. Like, I just really wanted to go into this, and like my goal was to win, but more importantly is to build a relationship with Cody and the mentors. Because I see like these are the people I've watched on YouTube. These are the people that I've like seen and heard their stories over and over and over again. Roger and Life Insurance Academy. I listened to Nate's like 10 different like videos, few with Cody, few with different podcasts, and like his stories, and I've heard all these things, and I'm like, these guys are really cool. Like David Price, how he became a millionaire in under 3 years in life insurance. And so I just saw it, I'm like, I just want to build relationships and like get connections from this, so that more importantly, if I don't win the show, I win in the industry. I solidify myself in the 8%. So I think what was cool about this, like what happened there, was I was just able to like really bond with them, and like Cody and I probably talked for about an hour the first night, and literally just sitting down talking and just asking like what are things that you like actually struggle with now, and like things that are hard and challenging. He became more of a person instead of like just like somebody that I know. He became like, the relationship really connected there, and I think like just being able to like get done with day 2, get back up, go back upstairs, and just like literally like him showing him his goals. And I think like just him writing it out, it wasn't even the goals that he had, but like that he talked about it and he actually was doing it day in and day out, and I was able to actually like see that. Like it was just really cool, a really cool moment. So that was one of like my favorite experiences that happened on the show. I think being able to win the fire tickets was awesome as well. And like my strategy in my head was like, okay, I need to get to day 4. I needed to get to day 4 so that I was able to like get the other set of mentors and kind of make an impression on them. Because I know that if I didn't, I would kind of like miss half of the experience in a way. Even though I didn't go far, and I only got like 1.5 days with the new mentors in that second batch, like Nate and I had a great relationship from there, and like literally Roger in a day and a half, like we literally gained a really great relationship. And so I think like most importantly, it was to like be able to get both sets of mentors and pick each of their brains individually. So like that was some behind the scenes stuff that like we had some time that like literally right when we got there, it was probably 45 minutes so we actually started filming.
Okay.
The first like piece of that. And so like literally it's just like talking to David, how'd you build your team and how'd you build such like a big team that he's hiring about 200 people a month now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much some of the biggest takeaways that I had, or like more importantly just like experiences that were amazing.
Tell us about the behind the scenes with Nate as a mentor before he even got on the show.
Yeah, no,
officially.
Nate was like, he was the most hands-on the whole experience. He calls us up, like he literally called me when I was with Brian and he's like, hey, it's Nate Offert calling you. Johnny, like answer your phone, call me when you get the chance. And I'm like, dude, like how do you get my number? 2, like how do you know who I am already? Like it's crazy. But he did the most in-depth coaching out of everybody. Like all the coaches and mentors were amazing, but Nate really like took his time with us because he would talk to each and every one of us every single day. Like every day from like day two every day, like multiple times, day 3 multiple times, and then we got on the show, he was like helping coach everybody. But like it was just amazing because he would just call us like literally and be like, hey, how's it going? How much AP are you at? How much this? How much that? Okay, let's get a game plan and go over this. And like literally after the first day and after the second day, and like literally we were going to our rooms and like eat. Literally, it's funny because I remember walking to my room. I was like, oh, Nate's calling, and like Amanda was like there too because we like there's all the rooms that we stayed in a hotel like a minute away. He was calling me and he's like, oh, Nate's supposed to call me in an hour. Well, because I was talking to him for an hour and then called Amanda and then called Michael, then called Moon. Like literally all of us, but like everybody thinks that he's personalizing like the message towards us, but it's actually more like it's more like he was just like saying the same message to every one of us, which was hilarious. So it was just, Nate was definitely the most intense, most hands-on, most like intentional mentor out of all of them.
And what was that message he would talk and tell each one of you?
So he would be like, you just, whoever envisions and imagines and like really like deeply ingrains in their subconscious mind that they're gonna win is gonna win. Like whoever does that the best and depicts it, and he's like, just close your eyes for a second. So I remember laying in bed, he's like, close your eyes. He's like, imagine you just you get on stage at 8% in 2022. Everybody's there, 2,000 people are looking at you. They're about to announce the winner. They say, Johnny Netafan, woo! The confetti flies and everything. He's like, how does that moment feel? Like, what do you see? What do you smell? What do you like taste? Like, how excited do you feel? Like, what do you feel? And he's like, envision that every single day, every second, every day, every second, like all the time. And like write it down, like write down the details. And he's like every day he would say that, and he would be like, imagine it, and he's like, the crowd goes wild, and like everybody's standing up, cheering, looking at you, like clapping their hands. Like that's the message that he would say, but he would say it to everybody. And so like I remember I felt like super inspired, and then the next day like we're filming and Amanda's like, I could barely get any sleep because Nate called me at 1 in the morning and we got done at 2, and I just wanted to go door knock. And so like he definitely would like work, like hype us up and say like why we're doing this, why we're really striving to win. And so yeah, that's like the message he would tell us over and over again.
Yeah. So who was your favorite mentor?
I would say
you're answering. Wow.
Honestly, I'd say Nate, to be honest. Like I know I had a lot of time with Roger, a lot of time with Brian, and I really liked those two both, but I think Nate was definitely like, he helped me the most like grow as an agent, like honestly from that point on. Like we've continued to stay in relationships, we stayed in contact. I mean, I've stayed in contact so much with Roger and Brian as well now, and we've decided to partner up together and join forces. But Nate has definitely like helped a ton in terms of developing me as an agent, developing me as like an agency builder and owner, and somebody who like develops other agents. But me as a producer, like he's like helped develop me so much. in that way that it's like it's crazy. So I definitely
Yeah.
would say him and like Roger. It's like hard because there's close seconds with Roger and with Brian. I think like they all helped me a lot just in their own ways. Like Brian, how to build a referral base and how to do so much on his own pen, and even to this day, and like Roger being able to develop me as like a person. They all helped me develop in my own ways, and I've still like kept close contact literally with all of them, which is really cool.
Yeah, it sounds like you were able to build a lot of friendships, connections, sort of like what you said about you just wanted to get to that 4th day so you could also meet the other mentors.
Yeah.
Otherwise you would have missed out on that.
It's funny because I think it's funny, I actually feel like I gained more of a relationship with the second half of the mentors more than the first day. Like even though I spent like 2.5 days with the first batch, I think I really got closer to the second batch for like the day and a half I was with them.
I mean, I have a guess of why that was. I feel like the day and a half was really emotional. Do you want to speak about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool because like it was rough, to be honest, and like watching it again, like literally, like I mean, my wife, like we were both crying. It was rough. Even seeing it again, because I already healed from that. It felt like it's like a scar. It felt like literally a scar, like a wound, and then it turned into a scar. And then literally like the show comes out and it gets ripped off again. And like honestly, like now I'm better. It's been about a week and a half since it's come out. So I feel like it's healed a lot. But I think like it's because like honestly, like I figured I was gonna get cut. Because I was already like, Cody said like I need at least 2 more sales probably to actually like stay in the game. Wasn't able to execute on that, which sucks. And so I was like, okay, I didn't even get 1, so I know I'm going home pretty much. So I was already prepared and wasn't expecting to cry until he mentioned you, and I was like, geez, like that made me really emotional. Just because I know you were big support on the show, and just throughout the whole time, I think like you were like the #1 supporter on it. So it's like you would text me, call me, we'd talk a lot. Like there's little conversations that they had in there, but we had more conversations than that. And like even that last day, like you were like, I know you could do it, I know you could do it, and like really cheering me on. So it's hard to like I don't know, it just hit differently. I wasn't expecting to cry, to be honest, and then it happened. So that was really emotional. Then we end it. Then I go do my exit interview while they're filming for the next day, which was tough. And then came back in and kind of just said my goodbyes to the coach, or said my goodbyes to the contestants, the ones left. More like just Patrice and Amanda, and then like me, Michael, Dallas, Roger, Cody, and Nate just all kind of just stayed back and at the mansion and just like talked for a while. And Nate gave me Think and Grow Rich, and all the like mentors signed it, which was actually really cool to like have them like how I can bounce back. Like Nate told me, he's like, bro, if you would have won this, it possibly would have been the worst thing in your career that could have happened. Because the worst part of success is just a little bit. Because in that little bit, people actually get very complacent. People, like, from that little small step, like, it's a lot. So, what he said in that time was that, like, literally, like, this could have been the worst thing that happened to you. And honestly, I agree, because this experience, like, I took out of it, like, it just, like, I just came back so humble, because I'm like, dang, I literally lost thousands of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people are gonna watch this, see me lose, which I really wanted to win, and they're gonna see me lose. But then it's like, at the end of the day, like I didn't lose if I learned from this experience. I think that's the biggest thing. Like it was rough at the end, but like since then it's been so good. Like I've been so much more I've just been so much more like eager to learn, because I know like I'm not where I want to be yet. And I didn't win, so it's like there is that aspect of like it honestly sucks not winning, but at the same time, like that experience helped me like get from like here all the way up here really fast. So I just took a ton from it, but it was really emotional.
Yeah. what was your biggest takeaway from the whole experience, but something that's a little more unexpected or something you haven't shared yet?
You said my biggest takeaway?
Yeah, but something that's a little unexpected, because I feel like what you shared about what Nate said to you of like, this was probably the best thing to happen to you for you not to win the Ultimate Agent contest. Yeah. And like, that's a pretty bold thing to say, and you said you agree with it, and so it's like, that's unexpected, you know, because everyone, I mean, you had this saying of, oh, what's the legend one?
Winners win, but legends dominate winners.
Not gonna be a legend.
And I'm gonna be a legend,
So, I mean, those are both really big, huge statements, and so it's like, what's something unexpected, sort of like what we just shared?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the experience, like, I really, looking back on it, like, they were, like, all thinking about me as, like, the biggest threat, like, to be honest. And so, like, I saw that, I sensed that a little bit in the show, but then listening to, like, their interviews a little bit, like, I sensed they were, like, kind of nervous that, like, I'd just dominate the whole thing, which when I was there, like, I did really well, and, like, I did dominate when I was there. And so, but I think, like, the more unexpected stuff is, like, just coming back knowing, like, I can literally do this every day. I can literally, what I did there, right, $6,000 in a day. I mean, I've far surpassed that, like, what I've done in a day.
Yeah.
Like, I just, like, a few days ago did, like, almost $9,000. And it's, like, and all that stuff, like, just instantly approved. And it's, like, dang, like, I could do so much more. I could push. Like, I did $9,000, something around there, $850 or... No, right at 9,000 in annual premium there, and it's like, I've done that almost in a day. Like, it's just like that I broke a lot of limiting beliefs there that I didn't expect, that I could do so much more. I can push so much harder in my day-to-day. Like, when I don't have the cameras in my face, when I don't have that stuff there holding me accountable, I still honestly could even perform better because I don't have, like, the possible pressures that brings, and I'm actually able to be in my element doing telesales, mortgage protection. Like, literally, that's it. Like, I don't have to deal with final expense. I don't have to deal with other things. I just can literally be in my element and produce with the leads that I'm already used to and not new random ones.
So, since if you didn't know, you can still watch the show on YouTube, but you didn't win.
Yeah.
And so, when you left, did you have, like, a favorite contestant to win? Because you didn't. Anything like that? Did you have a guess of who you thought would win? Was it different than what happened?
I honestly wanted Michael to win. I mean, he didn't, which is cool. I mean, Amanda and I, like, all the contestants, we still, like, are like, friends, and we're still, like, wanting to do some big stuff together. So stay tuned for some stuff that we're going to be doing together for season 1 Ultimate Agent contestants. But I think, like, I honestly wanted Michael to win. Coming back, I think, like, Patrice and I really, like, just made like a connection, and we were like, she's really nice, and, like, you've met all them too. Like, I know you and Patrice were able to, like, build a connection as well.
Yeah, we first got to meet at SWAT. Was that in May?
Yeah, that was 3 weeks after the show.
Yeah, so that was soon after. And then got to meet everyone else at 8%.
Yeah.
Honestly, everyone is so sweet and so nice. And I'm like, how can you even choose between all of them? Because you all have a story. You all have, like, passion and, like, heart. It was just tough. Because it's like, not everyone can win. I feel like you can have the winner's mentality after it, even though if you don't officially win. Yeah. Because I feel like how much you all learned, you're all winners.
Yeah.
Unless you don't take what you learned and put it into your life.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So, some people did ask, this question's more so for me, about my experience throughout it.
Yeah.
of how watching the shows when they came out in July was my reaction film, like anything like that. Honestly, I feel like it was really hard, especially your last day in the contest, because it was all the way in April, so we've had to keep it a secret from everyone this whole time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was hard that day because it's like you're feeling a lot and we're just texting, and then you did call me at some point and you were like, I'm pretty sure I'm going home, like all this stuff. And it was just like so hard to hear because it's like I want to be there for you, but at the same time, like this is so hard because it's like I know you really wanted it. And so it was a lot. I feel like it was a great experience for you and for me in a different way.
How so for you?
What part?
Like, how was it good for you? Like, a good experience for you?
I feel like one of the reasons is the different experiences we've been able to have since then.
Yeah.
Going to different conferences, meeting different people. We've been traveling all summer. I don't think we've been home for more than a week and a half since May, and it's August. So that's a lot. Yeah. It's been great. It's been overwhelming at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think I appreciate the friendships you've made with different mentors and then me getting to meet them, the different contestants. Yeah. Like I shared, they all have sweethearts. Honestly, I feel like they all want the best for us. And so I think that's just so amazing because I feel like people can just want to, I don't know. I mean, it is a competition, but also you can do it in a way where you're still supporting one another. Yeah. And so I feel like you having that support also in a way helps me because I'm not super into business in that capacity. Yeah. I can only take so much. So yeah. I appreciate that part.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, it's been going to 8% and literally, like, it was like a little glimpse of like what a celebrity would look like, just because like the show relatively is small. Like, there's still so many people that haven't seen it compared to other shows that are out there.
Yeah.
But I think like because it's such a condensed small niche of a like such a niched like market that like literally the show was for, and then everybody who knows Cody is watching the show, and then he holds a conference that most of them go to. Like almost everybody in that room, like everybody in that room knows who we are. All the contestants. Like it's like it's crazy because like so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like texting me, calling me, DMing me, talking to me, like pulling aside. Like I literally probably couldn't go with about a foot without a foot. Like with people so like true. Talking, and like it was amazing because it was honestly hard. So if you guys were there and like I wasn't giving you my full attention, I apologize. I really tried to, in all honesty. But like it was tough because I'm like, okay, if there's 3 people here, I'm talking to one person. There's 2 people right here. They're kind of listening to the conversation when it's gonna end, so that they can say, like, encourage. It was just hard because I'm like, when do I cut this conversation off? And honestly, it's interesting because it's like this is what famous people kind of experience on a way larger scale.
Yeah.
And like obviously like I'm not anywhere close to that yet, which I desire to, but it's like trying to balance all that stuff is really tough. And so I like respect like even Tim Tebow that was there. Like Tim Tebow, like huge name like in sports and in just like the Christian walk. Like I think it's cool because I respect him as a Christian, but even as like a person, because you can tell like he was literally present with every person he talked to.
Yeah.
Because we were able to have like a little like one private Q&A with him, but also like be able to meet him backstage, just us with him, and it was really cool because we just were able to talk, and like he just gave us his time and attention, like asked us who we are, like what our names are, and like talked to us for a little bit. So that was really cool. It just made me grow my respect for him because he has millions of people that know who he is, and I have like thousands, if that, like right now. So
yeah, it was really cool because he would like shake your hand and like hold it with both hands and like stare you in the eyes, like make great eye contact. And so I mean, that's just so amazing. And I feel like that's sort of like what we've talked about, and like we want each person we talk to in whatever stage of life, wherever we're at, to feel like when we're talking to them, we're like fully present.
Yeah. Made me grow a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, definitely a great example.
Yeah.
So this is a two-part question. So since the Ultimate Agent contest, but the being filmed, so back in April, to July, and then being filmed in 8%, between both of those time frames, what has changed in your life? Like your business, what growth has happened?
I mean, just like when we filmed that show, I was like 5.5 weeks in. Like literally it wasn't a lot. And so it was like to go from there to about 6 months, April, May, June, July, August.
Yeah, it's August.
So 5 or 4.
Yeah, we'll say 4.5.
4.5, 5 months. Like it's just being in this business for that long, you like, especially your first year, I've been told you grow a ton. And so like you just see so much exponential growth. So it's like being able to do like 6,000 a day on the show, that's the most I ever did in a day. And then to be able to do like almost 9, just shy of 9,000 like in a day the other day. Like that wasn't even like that. I think that was my best day, but it's like on the show I was able to do 9,000. I've done 25, like I've done over 20,000 multiple times since then. My selling abilities have gotten a lot better because I've been able to like really immerse myself in the business. As Nate talks about, just like immersing yourself in the business and becoming obsessed with it. And I think, I mean, being able to do that, like literally like it's just, you just do it as clockwork because it's like you have a lead, you know how to talk to them, you know how to like how to help this family. And so it's like there's so much that goes into it, honestly. But I think like the biggest, like business has exploded. I've probably hired over 25 people as like to grow my agency. That are in pre-licensing, people who are like just getting licensed, who are licensed now currently. So there's all that like that's really cool. But then there's also the part that's so that's really awesome. That's like grown. But I think my personal productions picked up a lot. Went on a run like 5.5 weeks, did 65,000. I think like business has really exploded, and it's cool because in that time there was like some still like make or break type things. Like we have to risk it all. In a way, like we literally have to put it all on the line, throw in like our savings, throw in like this, and like really put it all on the line. And I think that's a different podcast for itself, like a living with a monster type version. Not her, me, the monster. I'm the monster. But I think like just it's like risking it so much, but like now we're actually starting to see like where it's actually growing, and it's really cool because I think my belief has gotten a lot deeper in it, where it's like I feel ready to hire people. Like we're starting to hire our first 2 employees that aren't making us direct money, which is crazy. But it's like instead of having agents that really like are growing our agency and being able to do stuff as an agency, I think being able to like literally hire our first 2 people that literally we're just paying each month because we have so much overload. And you were able to quit your job. Like she was able to quit her job because of how much business is really growing. So it's like it's cool to see the progression slowly, that 2 employees, and then hopefully in a year we have like 10, and like we just continue to grow, and like we have a big team, a lot of like people to be able to help us. But it just shows like the volume that we're doing as an agency. So I think like it's just grown so much, being able to have credibility in the insurance industry, being able to have my name attached with Cody, just being able to be in a business relationship with him, like us growing a relationship together. Like we stayed in contact, we're still friends, we still have a relationship, which is really cool. But it's like the biggest thing is like you have to keep the momentum going. So like what's next? Like I think hiring the 2 employees is putting more like fire, like lighting the fire continuously, putting more gas on it. And so yeah, I mean a lot more things to come for sure, like so much more.
So where do you see yourself in like a year? Like your agency, all that different stuff. I know you briefly shared about having more employees. But sort of, I don't know, what's your vision in a way?
Yeah, like honestly, like if you're out there and you have a stage that I could speak on, or a podcast, like I honestly, that's my desire, is to be able to speak to people in mass volume. It's the best way to be able to talk and move a crowd, like move people, is through like in a crowd, because it's like right now it's hard because it's like when people ask for help one-on-one, it's hard to like really give them that, but I could do it in a group setting, 5 people, 10 people, 30 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is. So it's like if you have a speaking opportunity, I could go speak, whatever. Like I'm totally like DM me, text me, whatever. I really want to like participate in that, and there's actually possible things that might come up, but it's like that's my goal. I think like more like longer term vision in a way, like 3 to 5 year plan is to be able to speak more. And honestly, I'd love to start now podcast. That's why I started mine, so I could get used to talking and being able to do that. In a year, honestly, like my goal is to be able to have the agency doing $350,000 a month, because I've like kind of done it. And like honestly, if the agency is doing $350,000 a month, it's like then we're on pace to like make our first $1 million.
Yeah, that's
in
huge.
income. Like it's not like just like doing that, like that's kind of where it is. So it's like, okay, that's where I want to go. Like if that takes a year, 6 months, or 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is, I think that's the gold. Like that's the golden piece of like $350,000 to $400,000 a month. Because then from there, like then things just start to explode, because the addition turns to multiplication in the way of I literally don't have to produce and literally could focus on what I'm passionate about, speaking, and be able to draw people that way to speak to the masses. And then people are attracted to me in the way of like they want to work with me more. Then I just plug them into our team, and we have an ecosystem that's welcoming them, ready to go. So I think like that's my goal, because once I can get this going and focus on more of the exposure and branding side, then it's just game over, because then I could just literally plug people in if they want to join insurance or do that. And then whatever it looks like after that, whether it's like building another team, doing something else. But I think like this is my vehicle, our vehicle to get to where we want to go. So that's kind of like where I'm at now. Really blow things up on socials. I mean, hiring a social media person to run my accounts and stuff, like that's a huge step.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's kind of my vision and plan.
I think it's really cool because you're really invested in your team right now, and honestly just you producing as well, of just staying focused. He talked about momentum and how important that is, and so it's like you've dedicated the rest of this year to really just focus and help different families, help your agents right now. What is something that, if someone's a new insurance agent or they're on the fence of even becoming an insurance agent, like what's special about like your team and like the people you're surrounded by? Because I do think I've met some of them. They're all so great. They're so welcoming, caring. They really care. And so that is not everywhere, unfortunately.
Totally. I mean, I really believe like we're like really difference makers and like making a difference in lives. And I think when you're able to change a life, I think that's when the magic starts happening, and like you're able to really build a legacy for somebody else. Like literally, if like one of our best friends like if his family didn't have life insurance, they wouldn't have been able to have the legacy that they have now. And it's like a little small step to be able to build that legacy. Now there's so much that goes into a legacy, but I think like that's a way to be able to leave an inheritance behind and be able to build generational wealth. So I think that's the biggest thing. But more importantly, just like I really care about people. Like the number one rule of success is be able to find somebody who has what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they get. And I think like I know how to produce now. I'm starting to help people start really building or like really building their team, but more importantly like really like producing. And I think that's the first step, is to learn how to produce and learn the business. But like people think, oh, I'm gonna wait like 5 years, I'm gonna wait 5 months, I'm gonna wait to start building. And that's honestly not true. Like literally Nate taught me, like you flip them up to your your mentor upline or whatever it is, and you literally flip them up and they start training, and you literally they start building your team, your agency, while you're starting to learn the business, immersing yourself in the 90 days, not 6 months, not 12 months, not 18 months, like 90 days to really immerse yourself in the business. and then you're able to like literally have a team that's already doing volume, that's already trained by your mentor, that's someone who knows the business, knows how to do it, knows how to train. You literally do that over and over and over again and rinse and repeat. You literally just like build the team, come in, like bring them in, and so like I think that we're starting to have a model that's like working, that has like opportunities to be able to make tons of money in the business, amazing leads, like amazing like culture, and then also most importantly, like you have somebody who really cares about each person. I really do care about everybody that I work with and train and coach on like a deep personal level. So it's like I've had real talks with people. I have those conversations, because when you enter in here, it's like you're not just an agent. Like literally, like I care about your family life. I ask how that's going. I ask how like those different things are. That's what separates me from other people. I could care less if I make money on you, to be honest. Like I really do. Like it's more importantly like building a culture that's like you're able to provide the best for your family. Like I really just mean that, because I know like what we've been able to see, and we've only like barely skimmed the surface of like what life could really look like in terms of like income wise, in terms of like what that looks like, in terms of like that. But I think like if you're trying to build, like it's such a great opportunity here, and I'd love to just be able to be in talks with you guys, work with you guys, talk more about it. If you guys have questions on the side, like hit me up. I'm just gonna really like focus a lot more on building my social media presence, helping a ton more people, because at the end of the day, like I literally have like on my vision board right there, I impact millions of people and empower people to change the world. Like that's what this podcast is for, to inspire, empower, motivate, like deeply like help people in their young, while they're young, have a ton of energy to be able to go make a huge impact on the world.
That's huge. I mean, those are all the questions I have for you. I feel like you shared a lot. Do you have any fun story you want to end off on? Or behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Anything juicy? Come on, give it to them. If they made it this far, they deserve it.
Well, honestly, like the biggest thing, like one of the things that wasn't shown is like, and also if you haven't liked, subscribed already, comment what your favorite part of the podcast has been. And also I appreciate you watching. If you watched this far, you're loyal, I appreciate you. Like drop in the comments that you made it this far and how much you loved her being on the podcast. If you want her on the podcast again, it should they don't get the choice to choose. Like you're gonna be on the podcast again.
I mean, why wouldn't you want me on the podcast?
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have more. This was really fun. But the final thing I'll end off with is like literally it was cool because the person that I like helped the last day, it was really cool because we like made a connection, and she was starting to say like, oh, I grew up here, I know this person, I know that person, my sister, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, like my nephews, my like boyfriend, all this stuff live like literally around her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we literally had a pizza party set up for them, so that there's about 40 people that were supposed to go for the next day. So I was about to have a huge next day, which sucks I wasn't able to make it, but it's like I planned I was gonna bring like 10 pizzas over. There's gonna be like 40 people that were gonna come. We're gonna go door knock around, ask people around. So for sure we're just gonna be a hit, but had to cancel it unfortunately, because I didn't stay the next day. And so that's pretty much like the big, like one of the bigger like backstories in it that wasn't shown, is that like there was like a huge like thing that was gonna happen the next day. That was sad that I wasn't able to do that, because I know she was really looking forward to it and wanted friends.
Yeah. By the way, he did not leave them hanging. I feel like it's coming across as like he will help anyone possible. He's not gonna just leave them hanging. So it wasn't like that kind of, it got canceled and now they're without insurance. Like that was not the instance at all.
No, like it was just an opportunity to be able to get them to like speak to mass volumes of people and talk to 40 different people about insurance in a day. But no, like we were able to arrange something, and so like she ended up canceling it because she had like her apartment getting cleaned. That was literally after I already got cut, so yeah, they weren't left hanging. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So this was fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. I know this was a longer podcast, but I appreciate you guys. Show some love to my wife. Drop in the comments. So share your favorite part, some laughs. If you want to work with us and really like you see the vision with what we're doing, we'd love to be able to talk, reach out for sure. Just click my Instagram link, just schedule a call on there, DM me on Facebook, Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, you should, because there's going to be so much more content coming. I'm actually going to start posting twice a week on YouTube here now. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up soon. So please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Go from unknown to unforgettable. Thank you guys so much.
We're only going up, baby.